Hey guys, so today I'm going to be filming a pregnancy update video, and I know I've been doing these pretty much like back to back lately, but I feel like these are like the easiest videos for me to film, and I'm also trying to like be as consistent as possible as I can with them. But with the new year, I will have other videos coming up. Trust me, I'm not just gonna be doing these. Also, I wanna say, sorry about the glare on my glasses. I ran out of contacts, so this is just what's happening right now. I am going to be doing a 21 and 22 weeks update. I am currently in my 23rd week, but I will probably film that video sometime this weekend probably, or even I might even skip over this week and do the next week. So as far as symptoms go, if you guys watch my Vlogmas videos with my husband Chris and I, we have been doing like a weekend Vlogmas, and the most recent Vlogmas video we showed that I actually ended up going to the ER. But before I get into that, later on in that week, which was my 21st week, I was experiencing, I guess you could say like baby blues, but whenever you look up baby blues online, it's usually like more for after you're pregnant, so kind of postpartum depression type of thing. But I, of course, am still currently pregnant, and if you guys didn't know, I have dealt with anxiety, a lot of anxiety and depression in my life, and I feel like with being pregnant, my hormones have just been all over the place, and just a lot of things are going on right now. There are a lot of changes that are going to be coming up in the next few months, and a lot of things that are happening, and a lot of decisions that have to be made and stuff, and it's just been really overwhelming for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, like I've been really stressed out, and I'm the type of person who will not necessarily express how stressed out I am. I'll kind of just hold it inside until I explode. And since I am pregnant, I am a lot more sensitive about everything, and pretty much during my 21st week, I kind of went back to like my first trimester where I was crying about everything all the time. I cried at least once a day. So yeah, I mean, it was kind of annoying going back to that. I thought I had kind of gotten over it. I haven't talked to my doctor about it, just because more recently it hasn't really been an issue, and I do feel like it's mainly just because I've been like stressed out. That's what was going on there, which wasn't fun, but I'm feeling quite a bit better. I feel a little bit more calm, kind of not taking things as seriously, which sounds a little bit weird, but I think I'm the type of person who takes every single thing like extremely seriously, and especially since I've been pregnant, I take a lot of things more seriously than I probably should. So kind of trying to take a step back in certain situations and realizing that, you know, certain things happen. It isn't the end of the world. You just kind of have to figure out what to do from there and move on. So those are really the only symptoms that I can think of right now. Since I am going to be skipping my week 23 update, I guess I'll tell you guys real quick. I have been sick. The weather in Tennessee has been absolutely ridiculous. It's been like 30 something degrees to like 70 degrees. That's what's happening here, and I've had multiple children coughing in my face all the time. So this is probably gonna be a thing for, I'm thinking about like a month or so, because you know when pregnancy happens, like the sickness just lasts forever. Anyway, I guess I'll go into the ER visit. So let me just say, I am the type of person who I will not go to the doctor unless I absolutely have to. In my first trimester, once a month since I found out I was pregnant, I had a fever. And it was like a fever that was like over 102. I think the highest I ever got was like 102 or something like that. And I didn't have it for like a long enough period of time to be like that concerned about it. And then when I talked to my doctor about it, she didn't seem like she was that concerned. She seems like she was just kind of like, oh, that's kind of weird. But I mean, as long as it went away, I just took Tylenol like once every time, and then my fever would go back down and I would be okay. Earlier this year, I went to the doctor and I had strep throat. I went there mainly because it got to the point where I literally could not like swallow or breathe anymore. So I figured I should probably go to the doctor. That being said, I really like avoiding doctors. I like to not go to the doctor if it is avoidable. If something's happening to me, I'll do my research first. I'll try to do things myself and figure out what's going on myself and seeing if I can fix it myself, and then kind of go from there. So the fact that I even went to the ER is kind of crazy for me, because in this situation my child is concerned. I am a little bit more, I'm more aware that it's not just me. Let's go back to on the Thursday before I went to the ER. So Thursday morning, Chris goes into work at around like 4 o'clock in the morning or so. So this morning I woke up at around like 3:30 and I went to the bathroom and I went back to bed. It started out very gradually. It wasn't something that went from like nothing to like 100. A tightening in my stomach and in my back. Like, I know what gas feels like. I know what being constipated feels like. I know what having stomachache feels like. Like, if anybody knows what that feels like, it would be me. I was laying in bed and I was like laying on my side, and when it would happen, it wouldn't be necessarily consistent. It would be like one time in 30 minutes and then another time in like the next 30 minutes. It like wasn't really constant. So I would just have like a really tight, uncomfortable feeling to where I literally couldn't move and had to just like breathe through it. It sounds like I'm like having contractions. There you go. So I realized that I was most likely having Braxton Hicks contractions, which 21 weeks is not too early to have Braxton Hicks contractions. You actually are having contractions I think starting at 6 weeks of your pregnancy. Like, your uterus is contracting, kind of getting ready for the baby and getting ready for labor and stuff like that. I stayed up until like 6:30 because I had to go into work at 8:30. Stayed up and tried to like kind of calm down, breathe through it, drink some water, and see if it would kind of go away. It didn't. So I called work and I ended up calling out. It didn't stop happening until maybe, I would say like 9 o'clock, because I believe that I fell asleep. It stopped happening after that. And then I just spent the rest of the day at home kind of resting and stuff. Then the next day I went to work and I was pretty much fine. Like, it was like nothing really happened. Saturday, same thing, pretty much fine, pretty much just relaxed. So then on Sunday, it's usually like our grocery day, and it's usually my filming day as well. I'll usually just kind of try to get some like household things done. So it started out, my lower back was hurting a little bit, and I was just like, okay, I mean, I've been experiencing lower back pain since I got pregnant. So it's not really anything too out of the ordinary, and it wasn't really that painful, so I wasn't really worried about it. And also my like lower pelvis area was just feeling really heavy, like I was feeling a lot of pressure. Also, I wasn't really concerned about that because I've been experiencing that throughout my pregnancy, and I figured that it was just like round ligament pain. This is something that we didn't vlog. We got home and I was putting up groceries and stuff, and it was just like, it pretty much just like hit me like a ton of bricks. My back started like killing me. Like, I've never experienced back pain this bad in my life. And the best way that I can describe it, and it was similar to what I was experiencing on Thursday as well, is it feels like period cramps in your back. Like, just like kind of a dull ache. I was literally laying on the floor like in child's pose, if you know that yoga pose. I was laying like that because that was the only way that I could lay down and it not be like extremely bad. I called my mom. I asked her what I should do. My mom and my dad got on the phone and they were like, oh, probably go to the ER because you never know. It's better to be safe than sorry, you know. You are pregnant, you know, you have a child. So I just kind of like waited it out for a little bit, and I drank some water and I took a bath, and I was good in the bathtub. Like, I was feeling pretty good. I was like, okay, this is going away. And then once I got out of the bathtub, it was absolutely horrendous. It started traveling like up my back towards like the middle of my back, like my back was on fire. I literally like hobbled out of the tub and laid down in bed in my towel. I was just laying there for like 20 minutes, I think, just trying to, again, like breathe through it. I really didn't want to go to the doctor, and I was asking Chris, I kept asking him like, what should I do? Should I go to the doctor? Like, should we do I really need to do this, or should I just kind of wait it out and see what happens? So we went to the ER. They monitored the baby. They hooked me up to the machine and the little monitor thing that they put on my belly, and they checked my blood pressure and stuff, and we heard the baby's heartbeat for a while, and baby was kicking like crazy. Baby does not like having things on like when I have something on my belly, because I don't know, it just feels confined or something, but it's always like kicking things whenever I put it on my belly. Oh, it was almost 3 when we went there, and then we didn't leave, or we didn't get back home until like 5:30 or something like that. So we were there for a good chunk of time. And basically they told me that I am having growing pains, and because I am so small, it's just going to be worse for me, because the baby is just trying to make room and my body is trying to quickly adjust to the baby trying to make room. Basically, in my theory, the baby was having a growth spurt. It happened so quickly that my body couldn't catch up, and it just kind of put me in kind of a shock, I guess. So basically, she told me that I needed to drink more water because I did have a urine sample and I was extremely dehydrated. Get a belly band, a belly support band to kind of stabilize or like support my back and also my belly that is growing, and just take Tylenol. I was still like experiencing back pain for probably the rest of the night, and then the next day I went to work, and I ended up leaving work early because I was having really bad back pain again. I made a doctor's appointment for the next morning because I was supposed to get a follow-up with my doctor. So basically when I went to my doctor, she pretty much said the same thing to me after we did like a bunch of tests. We did have a urine test again. She said that I was extremely dehydrated, need to drink more water. We did another ultrasound, which I'll put a picture of that ultrasound right here. Baby was being a freaking weirdo. I don't know what kind of yoga poses it was doing. I also had a transvaginal ultrasound as well, which I had never had before. Basically, they stick this thing in your vagina. It like has a camera at the end. It looks like a dildo. They did that to measure my cervix because she wanted to make sure that it wasn't shortening, and everything was fine. As that week kind of went by, I was feeling a lot better. Now I don't really have very much back pain. Pressure in my pelvis, that hasn't been as bad either. I think I've kind of, again, gotten used to it. And also, I feel like the baby has realized that it can move up in my belly now. So it is definitely kicking like closer to my ribs. It hasn't actually kicked me in the ribs yet, but I felt the other day that it was like behind my ribs. It's like it was exploring or something, or like it had like a foot or something behind my ribs. Yeah, so I think baby's moving up a little bit more. It's not as far down in my belly and kind of sitting on my pelvis area. Maybe it listened to mommy and it's like, mommy's in pain. Can you please just move up, because so I can have a little bit of relief. So far, lately, it's been pretty good. I mean, I have been trying to drink more water. It's been a chore because I'm just not like a liquid drinker. Chris thinks I'm so weird that I just don't really like drinking liquids, but I don't know. I just don't like drinking things. I got this water bottle off Amazon, and it is a bobble. And one of the main reasons why I got this is to save money on water bottles, like plastic water bottles. So it has a filter inside of it, and you just put tap water in it and good to go. Still working on that. It's definitely a lot easier if I'm not at work all day. And I did want to say too that I am going to be going part-time at work, or cutting my hours like by 2 hours. That'll be nice. It'll help with the whole stress situation and all that. At my doctor's appointment, I did have myself weighed, and I am currently just under 120. So that means that I gained like maybe, I think like 10 pounds or something like that, because I'm pretty sure I was like 100 and something when I got pregnant. My next doctor's appointment will be my glucose test, which is next week on the 31st of December. And I am going to be vlogging that experience because I've been watching a lot of videos of people having their glucose test done. At my last doctor's appointment, they did give me the little drink that you're supposed to drink beforehand. And like I said, I don't like liquids, so that's gonna be fun. Also, I do wanna say that we will be doing the gender reveal very soon. I'm actually planning on filming it tomorrow, so look forward to that. You'll be finding out what baby bear is. That's pretty much it. I will show you guys my belly, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. Bye. So I don't know what's going on today, but I look absolutely tiny. This is what belly looks like from the front. this is from the side. So if you can see right here, my belly is like poking out at the top and like my ribs are like still sunken in. I feel like they've come out a little bit, but I feel like that looks so weird. And it has gotten a little bit higher, I feel like. I feel like instead of poking out down here, it's kind of poking out more like right where my belly button is, so.